absolute value inequalities. So this is when we do the less than or equal, greater than equal signs. So what it's going to do to our graphs, the only thing it's going to change is what type of line we're going to use, either dotted or solid, and then where we're going to shade. So this first symbol, remember, is a less than symbol. Okay, and for the less than symbol, because it's not equal to it, so the values on the line don't equal, it's going to be a dotted line, and it's going to shade down, because less than is down. So for the less than or equal to symbol, that's also going to shade down. And then it's a solid line because it does equal it. So anytime you have the line underneath the symbol, okay, you're going to make a solid line. This symbol down here is the greater than. And because it does not have a line underneath, it is going to be a dotted line. And because it's greater, we are now going to shade up. Okay, and then the other one is the greater than or equal to. So that's going to be a solid line because it has the line underneath, because the values on that equal it, and we're going to shade up. So let me show you how it works. So for this problem, y is greater than the absolute value of x plus 3. Okay, first of all, we still find our shift, so this one is not going to move left or right because there's no number in the middle, but it's moving up 3. We still make our xy table the same way, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. There's no number out front, so we don't need to multiply. We go ahead and graph. Left 2, up 2. Left 1, up 1. 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. And we're moving everything up 3. So I just move all of my points up 3. Okay, but then I have to look back at my symbol. So my symbol is a greater than symbol with no line underneath. So I need a dotted line to make my V. Okay, and because it's greater than, I'm shading up. So I'm going to shade above the V. Okay. On this one, y is less than or equal to the absolute value of x plus 2. So there is a number on the inside. We always do the opposite, so we're going to use -2. So that means we're moving left 2. And there's no number on the outside, so we don't need to move it up or down. Make our xy table. -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. No number to multiply by. So we can go ahead and graph. So left 2, up 2. Left 1, up 1. 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2. And I'm moving everything left 2. Okay, and then because on my symbol, it's less than or equal to, so I need a solid line all the way through. And since it's less than, I'm shading down. So in this case, I'm shading underneath the V. So I have to shade this whole section that's underneath the V. Okay, let's go backwards now and go from the equation. So this one gives us the equation, we need to write it. So remember, it always starts with y. Okay, and to know what symbol we need, we look at the vertex right here. And did they shade above it or below it? Well, they shaded below it, so we're going to use the less than symbol. Okay, and then because it was a solid line, that means I'm going to use the line underneath. Alright, because my V was upside down, remember that means there's a negative outside my absolute value. I have x. My vertex went over 4, so right 4, which means I needed a -4 on the inside, because remember you always do the opposite of the inside. And then down 2 means I need a -2. On this one, we start with y. They shaded above the line this time, so we need a greater than sign. And it was a dotted line. You can see how it's dotted or dashed. Okay, so that means we don't need a line underneath. And since it went up, again, we don't need a number in front of our absolute value. So we have an x, and this one moved left 3 and up 1. So to move left 3, we would have had +3. Up 1 is +1. Last thing for today, if they give you an equation and a bunch of points, and they ask you which point that would make the statement true, all you do is plug in those numbers. So like this first one, the -2 is your x, the 3 is your y. So if I plug that in, I'd get 3 is greater than the absolute value of -2 plus 3. So 3 is greater than, well, the absolute value of -2 is 2 plus 3. So 3 is greater than 5. Is 3 greater than 5? No, so that doesn't work. So now let's try the next one. So remember, this is your x, this is your y. So they're asking if -1 is greater than the absolute value of 4 plus 3. So is -1 greater than, the absolute value is just 4 plus 3. So is -1 greater than 7? No, -1 is not greater than 7, so that one doesn't work. So let's try this last one. So remember, this is your x, this is your y. So is 8 greater than the absolute value of -3 plus 3? So is 8 greater than 3 plus 3? So is 8 greater than 6? Yes, that works. So -3, -8 would be working.